Alright, good morning y'all. Good 4th of July morning. At least that's where you should be, when you should be seeing this, of course, is 4th of July morning. I am, of course, recording this. It is still July 3rd, and it's actually about 9:15 at this point. And as I mentioned before, for all the videos that I do after 8:30, unless they're major breaking news, are going to wait until the next morning. And that's going to be the same here with this one. And of course, we're talking actually the NBA offseason moves. Pretty much me playing catch up like I said I was going to do. And why not start from pretty much the beginning? And this is a really good start right here. Mikal Bridges going from from the Brooklyn Nets to the New York Knicks, going across the borough. I mean, interesting. I gotta say, this is going to be really fun to watch. What's really intriguing to me about this, and I actually wanted to talk about this before I actually realized this particular detail, he's going to the Knicks for 5 first-round picks, and apparently there's still a player yet to be named later along the way, or maybe a sign-in trade, I don't know. It was, of course, speculated on ESPN that it could have been Isaiah Hartenstein, but he's on his way to the Oklahoma City Thunder for a 3-year, $87 million deal. We'll see how that one works out, but nonetheless, this is actually significant for a variety of reasons. You've got a star in the making. Probably you could argue a superstar. I mean, I guess it just really depends on who you ask, but this dude Mikal Bridges is legit. I mean, part of a national championship winning team at Villanova, and actually made it to the NBA Finals alongside Devin Booker, Chris Paul, and Monty Williams with the Phoenix Suns. Really, it's just interesting to see how much different things look with the Suns now that him and all those other pieces were moved away just to bring in Kevin Durant. And I don't know, I mean, from what I've seen, the Suns have made a couple of moves here and there, so I guess it's not all so bad. And it's still actually really early in free agency, but nonetheless, it's significant right here with Mikal Bridges because, you know, it just gives him another star to help combat teams like the Celtics or even the Pacers, who I ended up falling against. I would like to think that with a fully healthy team, especially including a Mikal Bridges, we got a little bit of a different outcome. I'm not even sure if it's the Celtics lifting the trophy at the end. I mean, outside of what I've said before, I feel like the defensive rotations 1 through 4 are the best in the league with the Celtics this past season, and I'm not sure how much different that'll be going into next season, but adding a Mikal Bridges to what you have with the Knicks, whether you consider Hartenstein a loss or not, is going to be huge, and I can't wait to see it personally, even as a Bulls fan. With that in mind, we're going to go ahead and move along here, and when I heard about this, again, mind you, this was all while I'm at my cousin's wedding, right? I mean, when I found out about this, I just thought, dang, this is significant for a variety of reasons. Chris Paul to the San Antonio Spurs to join Victor Wembanyama and Greg Popovich. Wow. I mean, crazy thing about it is I'm not sure how he didn't go to the Spurs earlier in his career. I mean, there were opportunities, I think, for that to happen. And, man, that would have been incredible to see. That said, though, it would have been interesting given that they had Tony Parker at the time, but I digress. I want to talk about this because, honestly, I'm not going to look at Chris Paul as a superstar level player, much like a Mikal Bridges aforementioned. I mean, again, they are our former teammates after all, but I don't think anything about how things went with the Golden State Warriors this past season was one bit indicative of what he still actually adds to a team. And I don't know that you get more of a hand-in-glove fit, especially for Chris Paul at this point in his career. And given that you're still grooming Wembanyama to be just literally the ungodly freak of nature we've already seen him be thus far, and this is just his rookie season, or this past season was just his rookie season. Now, just again coupling that with Greg Popovich at the helm. Now, I'm not necessarily saying this is a championship contender. I mean, if they get enough of the right pieces around them, they could actually surprise a lot of folks, let's be clear. But the expectation does have to be tempered because we don't know what those pieces look like yet. I haven't really seen a whole lot, and I've been combing all the free agency moves up and down. I don't notice anything involving the Spurs. So with all that in mind, along with the pieces that they are picking up, I know they had to have done well in a draft. I didn't watch the draft, so I don't know everything off the top of my head. I'll have to do better with that in the next video that you'll also see in the morning. Possibly, or maybe sometime in the afternoon. It just depends on how things go. I get home a little later than what I have this week, but that's really neither here nor there. I just look forward to seeing what this is going to be like because, man, I don't know. I just have a tough time believing that, Chris Paul not being formidable and also a key piece in anyone's lineup, especially a lineup like the Spurs. I don't know, man. I don't know, but I'm going to look forward to October, late October, early November to see what this is going to be like. That said, I really look forward to the season, if for no other reason. Paul George is a Philadelphia 76er. I mean, man. This, if nothing else, might have been the one move that probably trumps Klay Thompson going to the Mavericks. And there are some other significant ones, too, that I'm not talking about. And moves made by the likes of the Pacers and even the Clippers themselves, who actually recovered nicely, having lost Paul. I mean, they actually ended up picking up a couple of guys here as I will scroll along on the page. But it's not to say that Philadelphia is anything to be sneezed at. They retained not only Tyrese Maxey, but also, I'm losing train of thought. Oh yeah, Kelly Oubre, and they also brought in Andre Drummond from the Chicago Bulls, which for me is a significant upgrade of the roster, and they are completely bolstered. If you want to look at an actual threat to the Celtics, look no further than this, because I just don't know how much more potent you can get with him, Embiid, again, Tyrese Maxey being re-signed. I mean, they lost Tobias Harris to the Pistons, but I don't think that's really going to hurt them as much, especially bringing in PG-13. But, oh my goodness, I can't say it enough. The season ahead is actually going to be fun to see. And I'll go into all the details about what the Clippers did, because they actually did make some nice moves along the way, and it's going to be a good enough recovery. The Warriors definitely made some pretty good moves, including Kyle Anderson from the Wolves, and bringing in, I just saw the name, Milton. I think Demetrius Milton as his name. I might be botching the hell out of that. I'm going to keep from botching any more words as it is right now. But, man, I just feel like it really just got a lot more interesting. Yeah, the Clippers re-signed Nicholas Batum, which is also really good. They brought back James Harden. That's also going to help. I mean, we'll see what else they do, but it's going to be a really, really fun season in 2025. I can't wait. With that in mind, I thank y'all for coming through, and I appreciate y'all rocking with me. And, of course, with that, y'all know what it is. Like, share, subscribe if y'all enjoy, and if y'all are new. And, of course, I am A&J, and there will